Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about buying curriculum for your homeschool. If you're not familiar with me, I have two kids that are homeschooling age right now. I currently, not what I'm looking to buy curriculum for next year, but currently they are 5th and 10th grade. And then I have a just turned 3-year-old that I may be looking at some preschool stuff for. But right now, 10th, 5th, and a 3-year-old. And this will be my 8th year buying curriculum. Way back when, my oldest daughter, I did kindergarten and first grade homeschool, and then they went to a Christian school for a few years, and then 2020 happened, and they came home and stayed home, and that's where we've been since then. So consecutively, this upcoming time of buying that I'm getting ready for now will be my 8th year that I'm buying curriculum for. And I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but I want to share with you what I have figured out over the last several years of doing this. Things that might make it easier for you if you are new, or even if you've already been doing this. Like, I'm going on my 8th year. If you've been doing this for a little bit and you're still unsure of yourself, it just sometimes it just helps to hear what other people are doing and get some ideas. What I look for, like what is important for me on buying curriculum, is definitely price. Like, that is a biggie. I will look at the price before I even really start digging into the curriculum and looking at how it's laid out. Because I got a budget. I can't spend $300 on one curriculum. I just can't. There are plenty of curriculums out there, and if you are not familiar, I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina has no set curriculum that a homeschool family has to use. We have no set subjects that we have to use or anything like that, so it is open range for us. But I definitely look at price. There is a wide range of curriculums that you can choose from. You start digging, I'm looking and seeing stuff that I've never heard of before every time I start looking at curriculum. So there is so many things you can look at and choose from. It gets kind of stressful. So price is my biggest thing, and then the next thing I'll look for is the layout. If it is student-led or teacher-led, I don't know if that's the right term, or student-based, teacher-based. There are curriculums that are meant for a student to kind of open and go with. They have the questions and the answers, and they do their own work. They can grade their own work. Sometimes, you can choose to not do that if you have a student that you don't trust to grade their own work. You can do that yourselves, but there's curriculum that's meant to just be able to give it to the student. They have their planner, and they can go the entire week and do their work and just come to you for help. And then there's other curriculum that is laid out where there's a teacher plan. You as the parent or whoever is teaching is supposed to, read read a lesson that day and then ask questions, like it's a conversation type lesson plan. So I look for that. If it cannot be adapted to our style, which is very much student led, then I'm not going to use it, because I'm not going to pay money for something that we can't make work for us, even if it does look really nice and I love it. It's just, if it's not going to work for us, it's not going to work for us, and I'm just not going to waste my money on it. So you need to know what's going to work best for you and for your student. Our two girls do great with the student-led. I'm saying student-led, and I feel like that's not right, but just know that when I say student-led in this video, I'm meaning that it's meant for the student to be able to open and go and do it themselves. They do great with that. They're independent learners. They make their lesson plan for the week, or if it's a crazy week, they just do it day by day, and they know what is expected of each subject. Like, they know for English they're supposed to do 3 to 4 pages a day, or they know for math that they're supposed to do 1 lesson a day. Or like my 5th grader right now, she's supposed to do 3 to 4 lessons a week because she's ahead, and we're taking breaks and doing multiplication practice 1 day a week. Just, different stuff. They know, and I have it in their planner, or I have it in the front of each subject's book. I have a sticky note that says what they're supposed to do every day, and it changes. If they get way ahead by Christmas, which is our halfway point, then I know that after Christmas we can tone it down a little bit. Or I know that they're going to be done with that subject way before our school year ending time. So look for what's going to work for you. The independent learning style, the family learning style. There's a lot of curriculums like that where you're meant to teach, 2 or 3 or more students off of 1 lesson. You could sit there and read the lesson to your kids and have 3 or 4 different age levels, and then give each kid a different assignment to do based on what you just read to them. And it would be stuff that's appropriate for their age level. So I look for price. I look for the layout, student versus teacher type material. And that's kind of my two main things. I mean, I look to see if it's going to be fun or if it's going to be boring, if it's going to be too hard. But that's the main things that I look at. Now, how I know what I'm looking for, I have a spreadsheet. If you don't already know, I'm kind of a spreadsheet nerd. I should have made the spreadsheet sooner, but when my oldest was getting ready to start high school and I was like, I got to buckle down and do, you know, the transcripts and that kind of stuff, I started keeping up the spreadsheet with what subjects we were doing. So I have a spreadsheet that has it laid out, like English, math, science, history, Bible, elective 1, elective 2, so that I can fill in the blanks, and then I have it listed, like, I think I have hers back to 8th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, I guess. So I've got like what we did in 8th grade, and I fill in the blank in my spreadsheet, and I can put the links in my spreadsheet to where I ordered it from, and then I keep the price on it. So I can go back and look at every year and see what curriculum we did, who the publisher was. Like, we like MasterBooks, that's a big one for us. ACE is a big one, and then teaching textbooks online. I can put what subject we did, how much it was, and then where I put the subject, or where I put the name of what we did for that subject. I can put the link to the website if it was something that wasn't one of our normals. And then I also, in that same sense, I look ahead, and if I see something just randomly when it's not a time for me to be ordering any curriculum, I will pull up that spreadsheet. It's a Google Doc, and I will save it. I will like copy and paste the link to whatever it is, and I will put it in the bottom of that spreadsheet, or I'll go ahead and put it in the next year. If I'm like, oh, this is definitely something she's going to do in 11th grade, I will go ahead and put it in the 11th grade slot for whatever it is, science, English, whatever. And that way, when I'm go to actually plan and what I'm going to buy for the next year, I will look at that and be like, oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah, this is what we were going to do. And I might let my daughter look at it and be like, what do you think about this? It's got this and this and this. And we'll rule it out, or we'll keep it as an option for what we're going to do for that year. So keeping that spreadsheet has helped me so much, because I forget from one year to the next. Like, and I want to order so much stuff. It's so cool to get. I love getting the new books in. I love when the shipments come in. The kids are like, oh no, not school. But it's like Christmas getting to open the boxes. So I get so excited about getting different stuff that I narrow it down, and I'm like, well, I really wanted this. So then when it's time to order the next year, I forget all the different stuff that I liked, all the different curriculums that I saw. So definitely being able to keep that spreadsheet, or if you can keep a notebook and write all this stuff down, just something that you can go back, because my mom brain can't remember all this. So I will go back and I look at all that stuff that I saw throughout the year, and I've got it saved, and and that helps me so much when I start to plan for the next year on what I'm going to look at. That also helps me keeping notes of what did and didn't work. So I will, in like this year, I just did a video. I've recorded it. I haven't posted it yet. So I don't know if you're going to see this one first or the other one first. But I posted a video where I showed something that we did with my 10th graders English. We stopped the ACE English for now, and we switched to something else. So I can go in my notes. I don't know if I have done it yet. I think I did. And I can put, switched, and I will have in that block that she started with ACE in 10th grade English, and then I'll have something else in that same block, and I'll make a note of it, and I also keep the price. So I can look from one year to the next to see if prices have went up or down or whatever, and that helps me to know if I need to be looking elsewhere to try to find a good deal. Now, a place that I always order stuff from, I don't know if there's been a year that I haven't ordered something, and like every year I seem to be ordering more and more from christianbook.com. I'll put a link to it. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just where I shop. It's christianbook.com, and you can narrow it down. Like, you go to their homeschool tab, and you can look at all the different publishers, or you can look at it by grade level. I like looking there because sometimes I'll see stuff that I don't even realize. And then to get a better look at it, because I don't always get a good description, like, looking at the sample pages or anything like that. If it's like a MasterBooks that I haven't seen, I will go over to the MasterBooks website and I'll pull it up there. Just know, also going into this, that it's going to take time. You're going to need to do a lot of looking. Set aside some time, once a week, every day, some time, a whole day, depending on how many kids you've got, to look up YouTube videos. People will do, like myself, will do reviews. If there's something in particular you're looking for, or you have no idea, YouTube search, 3rd grade science animals, 9th grade literature. Just, start searching stuff. You can look, if you can't find a good review or, sample pages to see what it's going to look like on the websites, look it up on YouTube. YouTube has been so great for me finding new curriculum, stuff that I would never have considered using. I have found it on a YouTube channel, and I am so thankful for that. And that's why I make these videos. I hope that I can help somebody when they're choosing their curriculum, so that they're not so stressed out thinking they got something totally wrong, or they do order something that is totally wrong and they didn't know because they didn't see the reviews of it. I don't mind if you hate the stuff that I'm showing you. If it shows you that, no, that's not going to work for my family when I'm doing the flip throughs of the books we're using, that's great. Like, that, I have done that too. I'll be watching a YouTube video and they're showing it, and they show it that it is like a majorly teacher type curriculum where they have to read the lesson to their kids in order to even complete a lesson. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work for us. This is really pretty. This is really eye-catching. It sounded great, but no, it won't work for us. And I'm thankful for that video for showing us something that won't work. So even if my videos are not something you like, I'm glad that it's helping you to choose what you're not going to choose. So christianbook.com, I would definitely start there if you don't have any idea. When we first started, I got a whole set of Life Pack from Alpha and Omega for she was in, first grade. So first grade, and I think most of second grade. I think I actually went to something else for second grade. I know all of first grade we did Life Pack from Alpha and Omega. And that's like, we got everything, all 5 subjects, math, English, or they called it literature, I think, maybe not English, science, history, and Bible. We did all that for my first grader. I did most of that for my then 6th grader, but not all of it because I knew it wouldn't work. Because by that time, I kind of was figuring out how my 6th grader's brain was working based off of her experience in the Christian school. But because I didn't know how my first grader was going to learn, she had used the curriculum at the school, but that was a teacher-based curriculum, and that wasn't exactly how we were trying to go. So the Life Pack is meant to make your student an independent learner. So we went with that. But year after year, as we were learning that some things weren't working, some things were working good, I could tell that that type of curriculum was okay. What we liked, what we didn't like, we have veered away from that. We have not used Life Pack for probably the past 3 years at least. We do use something similar to the packs, the little booklets with the ACE. But we did go from that over to the ACE. I'm familiar with the ACE. My high school that I graduated from, a small church school, used the ACE curriculum, so I'm very familiar with it. There are some things I like about it, some things I don't, and we do use it for some subjects. So that is something to consider, maybe getting the entire set of something, whatever is in your budget. Some sets, you can look at first grade. You could look at first grade curriculum, a box set for all the subjects, and spend $1,000. Or you could go with the Life Pack. I think each subject is close, or was then close to around $70. And then it's discounted even more if you get the full curriculum. So I don't know, you may look at that price and be like, oh, that's crazy. But you have to consider just what's your budget. And that is something that is major for me. I put my budget in every year, and I know what I can spend on each subject. If, my daughter's science, which we're going to should be doing chemistry this coming year, that was pricey. You have to get the labs and all that. So I know that the price on that is going to take up a big chunk of my budget. So I know that on other subjects, I may have to look for something even cheaper than what we've already been using, or piece together something myself, which is something you can do, and you can order stuff off of Amazon. The curriculum that I switched my daughter's English to was a book that I ordered off of Amazon. And again, I'll have a video once it's posted. I'll try to link it to this one so you can see it, or just look through my videos and it'll be one of the recent ones. I also take my kids' opinions into account. I know that if they hate something, if they look at a book and they automatically hate it, and I don't let them just look at a book cover and say, no, I don't want that, and then me not choose it. I will try to, if I can get the book itself, we have a Christian bookstore kind of local to us that we can go and look at their homeschool material. They let you flip through the stuff before you buy it. So if that's something I can do to try to get an idea of something, if it's going to work for us, I'll do that. But I do get my kids' opinions. I will pull up it. This takes some time. So I'll make my list of stuff that we're wanting to do. I get their opinion on if it's a subject they can choose what they want to do that year. I will definitely ask them. Like my upcoming 6th grader, she did sea animals this year. And I've got a video where I showed all the books that they were doing for this year, but she chose sea creatures. So she's been doing ocean animals and all that kind of stuff. So I will let her mostly choose for next year, and she's already kind of told me what she wants, and we've looked around. So I have put in my spreadsheet a couple of different ideas of what to look at. and I'm going to wait until they go on sale to order them. But I definitely get their opinion, because I know if they're going to hate it, they're going to struggle with it. If it's something they're interested in, it's going to be easier to get them to do their schoolwork. And I am definitely not going to not make them do something just because they don't like it, because, that's life and tough sometimes. So there are set subjects that I want them to do. They are going to do math. They are going to do English. They are going to do something for science and history. It may be kind of off the wall, but it's going to be something that they're learning, something that I know they're going to need in life somewhat. My 10th grader would beg to differ. She says that, half the stuff she's doing, she is never going to use in real life, but I'm making her do it anyway. She's in geometry right now. She's not liking it. But she struggles with math, so that's a whole different story. And that's basically it. I check for sales all the time. I have in my calendar right now that a certain curriculum that we use is going to go on sale in April. That is very late for me to be ordering curriculum. It shouldn't be, but it is. For me, that's kind of late. But I'm going to hold off until April for these subjects to look at their sale, because they do a major sale in April. We start back our year in July, like right after July 4th, we ease our way into it. So waiting until April is kind of crazy for me, but I'm going to see if I can do it. I might not. I don't know. But watch the websites, watch for sales as you do this. If this is your first year or two ordering curriculum and you're kind of down to the wire on needing to start your school year, don't beat yourself up over missing the sales. Keep an eye on it throughout the year. Get on their newsletter so that you can get the email notifications when things go on sale, and mark it in your calendar so that you know for the next year. Keep a notebook of all your homeschool curriculum information, or a spreadsheet like I do, and you can keep the different curriculums or the different websites, like keep notes, like this one goes on sale in October, or this one has a great Black Friday sale. That's another time to buy curriculum, is Black Friday. But yeah, don't beat yourself up over not getting all the pretty curriculum, or not getting what everybody else is using that you're seeing on YouTube when it starts showing you all the curriculum stuff in the next few months. Especially if it's your first couple of years of ordering, you just do what you know is going to work best for you. And after you find the cool stuff, videos of the stuff that you think would work really good or that you would really like, maybe just order, see if you can borrow something from somebody, see if there's a bookstore nearby. Google search, like used curriculum, or Bible bookstore, or curriculum, homeschool bookstore. I've got one near work that I have yet to go to, but it's like a consignment for homeschool books, and I'm highly considering trying to go to it in the next week or two, take a lunch break and ride over there and look. But look to see if there's anything in your area where you can go and put your hands on some books. But don't beat yourself up over not getting what you think is right, especially if you're at a state like North Carolina where you can choose anything pretty much. The first couple years are stressful. All the years are stressful, but picking the curriculum, I think, is more of a burden on you in the first couple of years, because you're scared to get the wrong thing. So definitely go with something that is going to be less stressful, maybe getting a full box set of something that has all the subjects from one curriculum. And as your kids are learning and you're figuring out, what's working for you and what's not working for you, then you can make your notes and you can branch out and get different stuff. We piece ours together. We don't have all one curriculum. I don't know if I mentioned that, but every subject pretty much is a different curriculum. We are leaning highly towards MasterBooks and ACE Paces lately, because they just seem to be working. We've gotten into a groove and they work. The ACE English for my 10th grader isn't working so great, so I don't know if we're going to stick with that. But again, that's something we're learning. It worked for a little bit, and then kind of now it's not working. And that's how it goes with homeschool. You can go with what is working for your kid at that time, and then once you figure out that something's a little bit different, you can go with something else. That's just a perk of homeschooling, I think. And I love that we get to pick the curriculum. We get to choose the subjects. I love that. And I love that I can get something that's interesting to my kids. And if it's not interesting, it's not working, if we've got tears and we're struggling, then I can just say stop. We'll do something else. If they stop, my daughter stopped her English. If she would have stopped English for a month, big deal. We'll catch up. We'll get there. It's, don't stress out about it. If it's not working, don't put your kids and yourself through the stress. Get something else. And you can find places, those same places that you could find the discounted homeschool material, a lot of times they buy the homeschool material. So see if you can sell your stuff that didn't work back. and reach out to other people. If you've got other homeschool moms that you can talk to, you know, Facebook groups, whatever, ask questions. Ask all the questions you need. Ask the questions in the comments here, and I will let you know if I can help you with that. Like I say, whether my choices are something that you would choose or not, I hope that my videos help you to take the stress out of it, because nobody needs that. Homeschool should be mostly enjoyable. You know, of course, at school, it's life. The kids aren't going to love it all the time, but definitely reach out. And something else that has been a kind of a factor for us is my oldest daughter. She's always been really good. Like, she's a grade level above, except for in math. She has been struggling with math, and recently she's been having some issues. We're going through the process of figuring out how her brain works. I don't want to put the label on what we're thinking until we have a diagnosis for that, but we're in the process of trying to figure that out. She's always been, I don't know, a little bit different with how she learns. You know, something that I think would help with remembering something, like making note cards, flashcards, or something like that, doesn't work for her. You know, I have figured, I have had to, over the last, you know, several years of doing this with her, had to figure out what works for her and what doesn't, even more so than my other daughter. And you just have to listen to them. You have to pay attention, pay close attention to what's working, what's not working, what's stressing them out, what's easy, what's not easy. And I say what's working. So, you know, some kids just are bored and they're, you know, I've got better things to do. But some kids really struggle. And being able to choose the curriculum and make it something that works for them so that they're not struggling, not so much, you know, bad attitude, I don't want to do this struggling, but I want to do this and I can't struggling. And we've had a lot of that with my oldest. And we've had to adapt to try to help her. And I will probably, I know she doesn't want me to post videos about how she's struggled with school, but if it's something that I think will help y'all, then I will share that with y'all later as we figure that out a little bit more and what's going on with her. But that's all I have for right now. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, comments, leave it down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.